Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking every single brand new BIONIC card from worst to best here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. 13 new BIONIC players came out today in MyTEAM, and there's a couple of good buyable ones, couple of really good gambling ones, and several just mediocre cards from today's drop as well. This is not the best drop that we've seen in recent memory of these gambling drops. Obviously, the gambling sucks. This game sucks. All that stuff is true. That's not really the point of this video. I'm just going to be ranking these cards in this video. I'm not going to be complaining too much, but before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 25,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, tons of consistent daily MyTEAM content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it, and let's start off with number 13. The worst card I think from today's drop is this Shannon Brown. Undersized at 6'4" at the shooting guard position. He doesn't have a lot of positional value because there's a lot of guys that you can get that are better than him. Not to mention not an elite level defender, not really an exceptional playmaker. He's super athletic and a good shooter, but no half handles for days. Defensively, he's mediocre at best. His SIGs certainly could be a lot better as well. As a whole, I just don't think he's a very good card, especially for being undersized at his position. Just honestly kind of a bad pink diamond, as is Andrea Bargnani at number 12. I mean, he's 80 speed. He's got good shooting ability and high off anchor, post lockdown, and movable enforcer box. Obviously, it could be worse, but this is the type of card where you'd also want to see like maybe half brick wall, half rebound chaser, and then a little bit higher speed to really be good. I don't think he's horrible, but his release also isn't very good. That's the other thing that really kills this card, is that Magic Johnson base is not what you are looking for at all. So that also holds the card back, I think, a lot, and I think he's a mediocre option, honestly. He's not great at the center position. I think number 12 is probably a pretty fair spot for him. Number 11, unfortunately, is also release-based, and it's Alonzo Mourning, because on paper, this card's a stud, but his release sucks. I mean, he really does. It's a very bad release. He's a great defender. He's even got half limitless, good playmaking badges for a center, and he's a great finisher. Fast, can shoot okay. His release is just an atrocity. I mean, Shaq's base is really, really bad. One of the worst bases in the game, and I think that kind of kills a card in a lot of ways. So, to me, Alonzo, not horrific, but because of his release, he kind of is. And when we look at this list, I mean, these cards are actually decent. So, from this point on, anyway. Tari Eason is not bad either. 6'8" with a 7'2" wingspan. He's got a pretty good release that is on quick. I actually kind of like this card, to the point where I like almost feel like I'm even putting him up. I will come back to Tari Eason, and this is going to surprise people, I think, a little bit, but at the number 10 spot, we are actually going to go with Tyler Hero. This card is not very good. 6'5" with a 6'3" wingspan. He is statistically and badge-wise very, very good, but he is not an exceptional defender, does not have a movable enforcer, undersized with a short wingspan, not a big player build. His fade is not elite. His jumper is good, but not unbelievable. His SIGs are not elite at this point in the year at all for a point guard. He is a bit undersized without elite level defense. Doesn't have an incredible release. His fade is mediocre, and I think it's only good to one side. And then his SIGs are also not that great. The card is just not very good. I do think he's one of the worst cards in this drop. Number 9 is actually going to be Anthony Edwards as well, for the same exact reason. 6'4", he's super athletic. Yes, his stats are great. His release is mid. It is. His release is mid, and honestly, his SIGs, I mean, he's got Kemba Escape and Steph's Dragback, but outside of that, the rest of his SIGs aren't great. Normal fade is not top tier. His release is not top tier. I don't think that 2K has upgraded these cards the way that they should have. Neither of these guys are all that elite. Ant is better than Tyler Hero, but not by a significant margin. I think because both of them have just a lot of mediocrity about them, putting them there is totally fair. Now I go back to Tari Eason, who I guess is now at number 8. 6'8" with a 7'2" wingspan at small forward. Hotspots from nearly everywhere. Really good finishing batters, Agent 3 catch and shoot, limitless range, blow by speed booster at small forward is fine. And then he's got versatile defense, golden movable enforcer, rebound chaser, bunch of hoffs, can guard at a very high level at the small forward position. Nice release, versatile defense, 95 driving dunk, 93 ball, 93 speed, 92 excel, 92 speed ball, and his release is on quick, and it's a really good release. This card is very, very nice at the small forward position, and I think he is, honestly, I have no problem putting him over those two Dark Matters. I think that's totally fair, and I think he's fine, but I don't think he's special. I don't think those guys are special, and I think Tari Eason is like very usable. He's not in the best small forward in the game, but he's super usable, so I think it's totally fair to put him at number 8. Number 7 is going to be Sean Livingston, 6'7" with a 6'11" wingspan. He's got good size at point guard, and he's a versatile defender with pretty good playmaking as well, but release is nice, normal fade. Debug dribble style. Sigs could be a little better. Hardens behind the back is nice. I don't think his escape is truly elite. Releases, though, is pretty good. Gold shooting badges is enough. He's a decent slasher, although he needs fast twitch, precision dunker, posterizer, that type of stuff added, which is kind of annoying. But definitely, if you do get the card, add those badges. Add brick wall as well. Defensively, he's really versatile. He's got a lot of size, nice release, good off-the-ball PG. I think he's definitely a solid card at number 7. Number 6 would be Mike Miller. 6'8" at the shooting guard position, 6'11" wingspan. This card is, in my opinion, basically a better Kyle Korver. Now that his animations have been updated, which they weren't this morning when I reviewed him, but now they are. Hoff posterizer, precision dunker, 90 driving dunk. Shooting badges are elite. Hoff blow by dimer, speed booster, hyperdrive, anchor clamps, fast feet glove, and rise to gripper. He's got gold immovable enforcer even. Really complete, versatile shooting guard who can dunk the ball at a high level. Versatile defender, good speed, great shooter. Like, very, very complete. More well-rounded than Kyle Korver is. Has better slashing, also an inch taller. Sigs are pretty good as a whole. I like the card a lot. I think his release is awesome. I think he's literally a better Kyle Korver. That card is a stud. And even number 6 feels a little bit low. Number 5 is going to go Chris Webber. His release could be a little better. It's a little hitchy, but he's 6'10" with a 7'3" wingspan. Hotspots from literally everywhere. Everything else about the card is perfect. Basically, he's fast. He's a good shooter, great dunker, super versatile, super elite defender. Really complete and has basically everything besides maybe Hoff handles for days. He pretty much has every other important badge that you would ask for on a small forward, and he's got pretty good sigs as well. I mean, sigs could be a little better, but tray escape is definitely nice. Gives you a go-to sig right there. Hopefully that behind the back is new and not an older pro behind the back. It says pro behind the back. It might be new. I don't know. That might be Jamal Murray. We'll see. I haven't done gameplay with this card yet. So if he has Jamal Murray behind the back, that would elevate him even a little bit more. But I think number 5 is fair for this card. Really well-rounded small forward with good size. Does a lot of things well, and I think number 5 is pretty fair. Although you could probably argue Mike Miller over him, I would say, because of the release. Number 4 is going to be Joel. JoJo's 7 foot with a 7'5" wingspan, can play power forward. This Joel can actually play make, which the other Joel could not. The Opal Joel that came out. Defensively, really, really good and versatile, as is the finishing. Shooting and playmaking is good. The previous Joel's release was on quick. Now it's on very quick. Kobe dribble style is a nice little upgrade. Sigs could still be a little better, but Steph dragback is nice. Normal fade could be a little better as well. Animations could be a little better, but I do think he's a 7 foot big with really great statistical completeness and a lot of value at the power forward or center position. Definitely an elite level big, and I think number 4 is pretty fair. Number 3 is going to be Andre Kirilenko. Really like this card. 6'9" with a 7 foot wingspan, hotspots from literally everywhere, and his completeness is also awesome. He's a really good slasher, but he's also a great shooter, very complete shooter. Playmaking badges are really good. No Hoff handles for days, but everything else. And then defensively, he is obviously extraordinary as well. Rebounds the ball even at a high level, 94 speed, 92 3 ball, 90 driving dunk, just very good completeness. And then defensively, he's one of the best defensive wings in the game. I still think guys like Luol Deng and Jonathan Isaac might be a little bit better than Andre Kirilenko, but he's a top tier small forward and a really, really good card in a lot of ways in my team, and I think totally 100% deserving of a top 3 spot. Number 2 is Ben Simmons. I was considering putting Ben Simmons at number 1, but I'm not going to. His release is not that great. Everything else about the card is really good, but his 3-ball rating isn't crazy high. His release is not great. Even his upper kind of messes up his Pro 2 fade a little bit, but he's still got Pro 2 fade, which is super nice. Still has very good 6. Kemba escape, John Wall drag back, hard behind the back, and the release is very greenable. He's 6'10", amazing defensively, really an OP card, probably the best point guard in the game. But I do think his 6 could be a little better, his movement could be a little better, and I think his shooting could be a little better at times. And I think KD's a little better. 100 overall KD, obviously the card doesn't exist, but he's a 6'10" shooting guard with 7'4" wingspan, just like KD has it. Just like Ben has a positional advantage size-wise, but he's more complete than Ben. He's better stays than Ben. Release is honestly a little better. Pro 2 fade, just like Ben. I think he's a better card than Ben. Better statistically, better badge-wise, and honestly, better animation-wise as well. Very, very solid card who is very deserving of a pretty high spot on this list. So I do think he's a super solid card, and I think he is the best of these cards, despite the fact that obviously he basically doesn't exist, so it doesn't really matter that much at the end of the day, because most people aren't going to have this card. Well, I say most people, almost nobody will have this card. So at the end of the day, it doesn't actually matter that much that he is really, really good, because you're probably not going to see him. But hopefully this video did do a good job of putting into perspective where all these cards rank. It helps y'all when it comes to building your team and all that type of stuff as well. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.